Good evening, Overwatch Command. This is your Site 107 radio communications operator, Dr. Harley, coming to Foundation airwaves live and unrecorded. After a second round of losing my progress, I have since given up on saving copies of my broadcasts. I now deliver them directly to you, whoever is listening. We have reached the middle of our third cycle, or what we assume to be the cycle. Testing continues, work continues. Life continues, even if it's different now than it was before. And boy, is it different now. With the help of our incredible engineering team, the site intranet is back online, meaning we can send local messages again. It also means we have access to our most recent backup of the Foundation database. The records department is now using this to cross-reference documents about other extra-dimensional SCP objects with our findings in hope of finding some common threads. The rest of us are also reading any anomaly research our clearance will allow, because we are so very bored all the time. And cafeteria karaoke and old bootlegs of anime seasons can only last us so long. Investigation conducted by me into the location of the rumored secret fight club is ongoing as well. The food supply is repetitive, but improving. Many of us are finding ourselves being unintentionally weaned off sugar since we've been reaching the point that many of our vegetables are actually growing quicker. I don't know what the botany department is putting in that soil. I asked them once, and a passing nurse from medical told me not to worry about it. Speaking of medical, our nurses and medics are putting together a very thorough method for treating those with injuries that repeat every reset. There's a lot of people who still have to be pulled out of the rubble every time. Lots of injuries that have 32 days to heal before they get re-injured. It's proven a challenge for the medical staff. I've heard some of them are using what they can find in the newly available database to learn entirely new medical disciplines. I saw Dr. Gravitt reading a PDF of a textbook on brain surgery. So that's neat. The records department has begun digging into the database for any information they can find on dimensional anomalies. This isn't the only one, after all. The Foundation works with dozens of dimensional skips, and any information we can gather from their research documentation will be useful indeed. Records has also banned the storage of file boxes on the floor of any storage closet. A tremor from a -1 made a big stack of them fall over. Big mess to clean up. Oh, also, Overwatch Command. Last cycle, we made quite the monumental discovery. Completed -1 instances can be destroyed by fire. Some of the larger instances took a bit of a detonation as well, but the security and containment departments have spent the last couple of weeks torching any that they can find. And you can usually tell when they find one, not because of the wildcard effect that happens when they go off, but because all of our security officers have the lung capacity of a blue whale that plays the saxophone. Maybe we should have them doing these broadcasts. You can hear them from space. Overwatch Command, we have only found 5 more -2s around site since the last reset. Both of them were small and had a lot of legs. Research is operating on the assumption that they were made out of bugs, possibly ants. Nothing was missing from the greenhouse, and all personal plants have been accounted for. If there's an ant colony somewhere in this site, we'll have to find it. -2 tests have not been conducted.
Why not? We're still working on -1 destruction stuff right now, also creation timing. Like, D1 won't tell us what he did to time the completion of the last ones he made.
Have you tried hitting it with something?
No.
Why not?
It's not likely anything will happen if we just hit it.
Well, how do you know that? Aren't you supposed to be a scientist?
Love, why are you bothering me?
I want to watch you make a -2. I know you're gonna do it eventually.
You don't test during your shift in the office.
I know.
You want to watch from our booth, don't you?
Does that mean you're gonna let me?
It does not.
I hate you.
You don't have the clearance to
Clearance
be in
doesn't mean
there.
anything in a pocket dimension. Who gives a shit about...
Why do you want to watch that so bad? You've never been interested in research before. You know we're just going to terminate them all as soon as we're done, right?
I don't care about that. Why would I care about that?
All right, yeah. I'm not accusing you of anything. Just, calm down.
It just seems cool.
I mean, I'll check with Xiao, but I don't know if we can let you in there.
Never mind. It's whatever.
I can tell you about whatever happens, though.
It's fine. Whatever. Actually, I would like it if you told me about it later. Thanks.
Morale has been on the rise, with both the revelation that completed -1s can be destroyed and the experimental distilleries that have popped up in several departments. Psychology reports worry about alcohol consumption, but also concedes that the amount we're drinking is likely not any more than we'd be drinking by ourselves after work on the outside. Speaking of trends in Foundation employee behavior, members of upper management have been butting heads quite a bit over how far we can stray from Foundation protocol. Dr. Alves, head of containment, comments as follows. Our systems were set in place for a reason. The Foundation has adhered to its codes of conduct for decades. But it is not for the sake of tradition. It's because these systems have been proven to work time and time again. By straying too far from them, we risk making our situation worse. The wisest course of action is to stay within protocol as much as possible. Upon hearing Dr. Alves' statement, Acting Site Director Dr. Klein offered one of her own. We work with shit that breaks science entirely. Fuck that noise. I will do whatever it takes to get us out of here alive. Protocol be damned. Hand me that blowtorch. Needless to say, this has led to no small amount of tension during department head meetings. Or so I've heard. One day I will find reason enough to be included.
Klein said you had a key to the AV closet in AD1. Can I have it? Raddagher needs a new HDMI cable.
Sure.
What's all that?
I'm transcribing some of the test footage.
No, like all of those diamonds and lines and stuff.
Oh, this? Oh, that's not important. Just a thing I've been messing around with.
Yeah, but what is it?
It's draft work for a system I might try utilizing to better track important documentation that we'll need between cycles. It's sort of an idea to help retain...
How about you tell me what it is or I'll beat you up, nerd?
It's a secret code.
A secret code?
Yep.
Cool.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, you're still a massive dork, though, but it looks pretty cool.
Oh, well, I'm glad you think it looks pretty cool.
You're welcome. No, I'm gonna steal your keys. Bye.
Please don't.
Gonna.
Oh, love, wait.
What?
Do you know how to do stick and poke tattoos?
Of course you'd think I know how to do stick and poke tattoos. You won't make such quick assumptions about people like me.
So do you?
Yeah, I know how to do them.
Seems that my coworkers and I have lost some sort of burden. This new sort of freedom has loosened everybody up. I've seen fresh ideas coming from people I never would have guessed. A library of books, movies, and the like that we have been steadily compiling over the last few months is starting to make a real shape of itself inside the AB floor break room. I still have yet to read all the books, but I'm working through bits and pieces of the database as well. We have our hands on a lot of crazy stuff. Is that good or bad? Depends on who you ask, I suppose. Personally, I'm a little surprised at the kind of information a level 2 like myself has access to. And especially considering some of the other level 2s I know. You write so much.
I know. It helps me keep everything in order.
This is what in order looks like to you?
Stop breathing all over everything. You're gonna mess up my system.
Okay. What's this theory you were telling me about?
So I've been talking with the rest of Psych about if it could be possible, hypothetically, to change somebody's psychic resistance index.
Well, it is. Isn't it?
Well, no. At least not. It's never been done deliberately, as far as I know. External factors can change a PRI. Stuff like exposure to cognitohazards or amnestics, but in those cases, it usually lowers your tolerance. It doesn't change the index itself.
That's what the numbers mean, though, isn't it?
Well, yes and no. Your PRI is like... It's like allergies. You might be allergic to one thing, but not another. That doesn't make you more or less allergic in general. Like, having a different PRI doesn't necessarily mean you have a higher or lower tolerance. It means you have a different tolerance for different kinds of psychic effects.
So you guys are looking into altering people's PRIs to 14B, I assume?
Yes. Or, I mean, they don't know that that's exactly what I'm going for, just because of mimetic gag order reasons, but yeah.
How do you plan on doing that?
No idea.
All right.
And I also have one more thing to go over while you're here.
You're making the face.
Don't know what you're talking about.
You have a scheme.
Go ahead and sign this.
We'll
read it.
How long exactly have you been planning this?
Years.
Like, the majority of people here are over 50.
Well, that's not true. Engineering and security...
Okay, yeah, but are you sure you want to try and...
Do you want to do it?
Of course I want to do it.
Then sign it.
Okay, all right. Is this all you want?
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Who else is signing off on it?
Shao said I could do it if I got a sweeping majority.
Shao said that? Really?
Yep.
As far as survival goes, things are going as well as they can, given the situation. Botany's food garden is growing nicely, maintenance has found some very clever ways of cooking what we have in storage. The 2-liter bottle of Dr. Pepper is now something a department has to win in a lottery, much to the chagrin of the security department. I would say it's good that we've removed it from that particular group, but they're gonna keep sharing all their drinks and getting each other sick regardless. Speaking of security, Officer Raddagher has found 2 additional security personnel to assist in surveillance duties. There are 4 of them now in total. Things seem to be going well on that front, considering how few -1s have made it to completion.
And then you toss the end toward yourself through the hole. Watch.
Wait, do it again. How did you do that so fast?
Practice.
What's this one called again?
A bowline often used to tether yourself to your boat.
Why do you know that?
I like sailboats.
You like sailboats? Like big pirate ships and shit?
Well, most pirate ships in the 18th century weren't actually that big because they needed to be able to outrun other ships. The kind of ship I'd want to sail would be something smaller, like a blue water sailboat. Before we got trapped, I was saving up for an Albin Vega, but I don't think I would need a cabin so big. It can make it across the ocean, though. But I'd need to fit one with solar stuff if I was going to go across the ocean. I don't mean tall ships, though. People often think that there aren't sailboats around anymore, but plenty of people still sail. I don't know if I'd be right for a crew, though, but going by myself has always been... Sorry.
Sorry for what? I think that's the longest I've heard you talk. Like, ever.
Sorry.
Shut up! It's cool! You're so weird. Can I borrow that rope? I want to practice that thing you just did.
Sure. Why does your bag have a potato in it?
It doesn't matter. It didn't work anyways.
And now here I am. Just you and me, Overwatch Command. The last couple weeks have been the closest to normal we've had since we got here. And we're glad for it. I have worked for the Foundation for a while now. I don't regret my decision to come here. Somebody has to keep people away from extra-dimensional rifts. It might as well be me, right? There are worse places I could be stationed. There are smarter monsters, larger catastrophes, faster spreading plagues. I'm grateful for what I have. I'm grateful to those who can work worse assignments than I could ever stomach. Some of these files, whew. I'm just glad I'm still alive. I think. But if I may be candid, Overwatch Command, our trend away from protocol has been great, actually. I feel a freedom I haven't in years, like a kid with a substitute teacher. It feels like we have full control over what happens in our site, because we do. It's not like we've received any outside directives. Alves is right to a degree. The systems do work, but there's room to improve, isn't there? We're growing our own food. We had a movie marathon in the canteen last week. People I've known for years. I've watched them loosen up in ways I've never seen before. So, obviously, we are continuing our work with renewed fervor. And it feels really good. I feel really good. Everything is okay right now. And on that note, I am going to leave you to continue your search for us. I am supposed to be meeting with...
Hey, open up. I got the needle.
It's unlocked! Just open it! Goodbye for now, Overwatch Command, and the Silent Void. As soon as you can, find us alive.
Episode 16 was written and produced by Anna Maguire. The voice of Harley is Logan Laidlaw. The voice of Lancaster is Jackson McMurray. The voice of Klein is Taschia Ritter. The voice of Agent Love is Tabi Bardall. The voice of Raddagher is Anna Maguire. If you like our show and want to support us, follow us on Twitter at Site107 or visit findusalivepodcast.com. This podcast, along with all content relating to the SCP Foundation, is released under a Creative Commons Share-alike 3.0 license. Thank you for listening.